everybody's in their late 30s to early 40s. So yeah, a lot of these guys are like old as shit. But it's like, let's be real, Mark, 55 going on 95 at this point. Like he old as shit. Like he's old, bro. Like Mark qualifies for the early bird special at fucking Shoney's, bro. Like let's be real.
Hey guys, and welcome back to our channel. We are back with another review recap of the Challenge All-Stars 3. So this is the first part of the final. So we're about to get into it. So this, I don't know how y'all feel about it. I thought it was
bullshit.
I thought it was okay. I thought it was okay. Like, I'm glad they got right into it. Wasn't no preamble. Like, okay, whatever. So we coming back.
Like,
go ahead. What?
I was gonna say, coming back from the elimination, I didn't like how they had a challenge, and then like I just like this whole beginning was a little iffy for me.
Yeah, some parts I didn't like, but we'll get into that. But yeah, coming back from the last episode, they literally start off where the cliffhanger left us with Nehemiah versus Derek in the elimination round, and I kind of felt like the way that the edit had set up, I kind of felt like that was the outcome that was going to happen. So it didn't last that long. Huh?
I was saying we all knew. We talked about it last week. We knew that Derek was gone.
Yeah, I even knew Derek was going home. Like I even knew that because I was just, to me, it didn't make sense. Plus, Derek has a habit of not making finals and going home in the last elimination before finals. And every final he's ever been in, Johnny Bananas has been there, except one. And that was Dirty 30. He came second to Jordan. But other than that, Derek needs a team or a group of people to help him, or he's got to do something physical. This time,
I think he went. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, it's just he's old.
Yeah,
that's really all that was.
Yeah,
I think in his exit interview, he was like, "All Stars 3, the final that got away from me," and I was like,
I was like, which final? I literally said the exact same thing. I was like, all three of them got away from you. Like, what are we talking about?
Technically, in the first one,
that don't count. He was the first one.
He was in the final. He technically was.
He was in the final.
He technically made it in the first one, and he wasn't there for the second one.
Well, he got purged out the first one.
But he made it to the first round of the first one when he crossed the border. That's when he got out.
Still, it's just he just
barely.
It's just this one was but this is the same thing that always happens to him. I don't know what it is with Derek and Real World Austin, but it never goes his way.
The elimination with Nehemiah and Derek literally only lasts about, from us watching it was only like 2 minutes. 30 seconds. 30 seconds.
Like that fight was much, much longer.
Yeah, I think they should have showed that it was tougher. They made it seem like Nehemiah just wrestled it real quick and then got it out. I'm sure they were wrestling for a minute.
We watched Derek wrestle Josh for like 2 hours, and they showed the entire thing. There's no fucking way Nehemiah beat that man in less than 10 minutes. Yeah. They had to cut that edit down like really bad.
But I think they knew the final was going to be like so many parts. They had to definitely since they was doing 2 episodes.
So after Derek and Nehemiah go and Nehemiah wins, he gets all of Derek's 5 stars. Then we have the Kelly, 4 stars?
4 stars.
Yeah.
4 stars. He has 1 star. Yeah. And so then Kellyanne and Kayla they come down to the floor to have their, their elimination battle, and they're all ready to go. And then TJ basically tells them psych because Veronica has already left, so there is no reason for another female elimination. And I just hate when they do that. Like, what's the point? You done got us all wait here.
I thought about something too. So when somebody had went home, like when Jimmy went home, her stars were up for grabs in the next challenge. Same thing with Tina.
No, Jimmy stars didn't go. I don't think Jimmy or Tina stars went to anybody.
But my thing was, if they were competing for stars and they were already in elimination, why not just have Kayla and Kellyanne compete for Veronica's stars? Whoever wins gets the stars.
Johnny got Veronica's. No. Yeah, Johnny got Veronica's.
No, Veronica got sent home.
TJ, remember the winner of that first one, the winner of the challenge got the Veronica stars.
That was
Yeah.
But they didn't do it for Jimmy or Tina. So those two stars.
That's
I
what I'm
think
saying.
Tina-
But that's what I'm saying. That doesn't make sense. Because then you
Tina
could
Stars just disappeared from what I'm
No,
understanding.
Jimmy stars disappeared. Melinda stars disappeared. I feel like Janae got Tina's.
Janae got Bev stars.
exactly.
So that's
Bev
how
got
Janae got all the
Tina's,
stars. Huh?
Janae got Janae got Bev stars and then eliminated Ronnie. But then Melinda's stars didn't go nowhere. Jimmy stars is up for grabs, and Tina's was there. You got 3 stars, and then
I feel like Tina stars went to somebody because she had 2.
Nah, because she had to go home. So
Yeah,
I know she went home, but I just feel like I don't know.
Yeah,
They
but
didn't talk about-
but you see the confusion.
those stars didn't go anywhere. Those
That's what I'm
stars,
saying.
whatever.
But that's the confusion part right there. You got legitimately 4 stars that can change the entire concept of the game. You could have put it on the line in the elimination with with Kellyanne and Kayla. Whoever they compete for the goddamn stars. Whoever wins gets all the stars, and in turn has an advantage going forward.
Oh, after the elimination that never was, after what's her name? After Kayla and Kellyanne do not compete, and everybody's waiting for TJ to say, "Okay, welcome to my final," and he says, "Welcome to the next challenge," and he calls everybody down. Mark and Johnny have to get suited up because everybody's participating in this challenge. And basically, it is a memory game, and there's a wall within the challenge house that I'm sure most people didn't pay attention to, and apparently TJ told them to reminisce at one point. And
it's so funny because like they did this shit before,
and they have to match the names in the bucket to the pictures. I'm sorry, to the description of each picture. So if they paid attention to the wall, it should be fairly easy. But who even remember? Even if I paid attention to the wall, I don't remember 50 random pictures. I'm sorry.
Yeah. And that was another thing I had a problem with. Like one of the questions was like, this person was walking. It's like,
how do I know
exactly. How the fuck can you tell of a picture of somebody who walked? Like, come on now. You
know, there's like one of the descriptions was like, this person was holding a check. If we're all winners, like half of them was winners. So it was like, this could be literally anybody. Like we all held that check at the end. Like,
yeah,
make it make sense.
Yes, it was just a mess. But I personally wouldn't have been able to do something involving that type of memory. But for the men, Wes was able to do it really quickly. He did it, but Wes is, I feel like that's his thing. He's very good at that. He was the first man to finish. Then right after him, Nehemiah. They both came through in this last episode. It was like they was top dogs the whole time. And as far as the women go. Janae was first for the women,
obviously, and then we got the controversy because apparently Nia was done, quote unquote. She was finishing, and Kayla just copied her basically answer for answer, and then got a check, and Kayla got it right. So
I think you can't cheat off her. It was obvious from the camera.
Yeah,
I mean,
either the edit was perpetrating a narrative, either the edit was perpetrating that narrative to make people question it, or something.
But my thing is, they have puzzle challenges all the time. They have challenges with memory all the time. Everybody looks at everybody's answers.
Everybody looks
but it's different. It's different.
So like, why are you worried about somebody cheating now?
The way Kayla, like the way the edit was going, and the way Kayla was like looking, like that was like cheated. Everybody else might
no, because she was cheating, but at the same time in the challenge that happens all the time, which is
there's
why
no rule against it.
That's why at the end they always knock it down so people can't come.
Exactly. Exactly, because if it was cheating and it was against the rules, nobody would ever disassemble a puzzle or a memory bank when they're done with it. Nobody would ever do that because they know if you look over at somebody else's board, you automatically get DQ'd. They've been doing memory challenges for over a decade. Niggas always look at somebody else's answers. Why are you shocked now at the very end? If this was challenge 1, okay, cool. You were cheating. I get it. Yes, I'm cheating. It's the end. You fucking heard me cheat. Yes.
I mean, I don't know how down I am with the cheating, but if you
I'm
see
cheating.
it, like Nia waited till afterwards to say something. No, literally while you looking at my what you doing? Get back over there. Like if you got a problem with it, then say something in the moment.
But Kellyanne did bring up a good point too. She's like, if I cheated off you, how are you still like doing it and then you come in last
because
place?
You probably cheated on several people. And nobody know you look
but on top of that though, my mindset is if I cheat, if you get it wrong, so do I. If I get it right, you get it right, I'm good. Cause I know we both not dead last.
Yeah.
And that's fine with me. But at the same token, I don't see anything wrong with the strategy in which Kayla did, because not only did you copy a few of her answers, you still managed to finish before her in the first place. So I don't know how much cheating, quote unquote, she really did, because if you were cheating off of somebody, now you would have finished way before her.
So because of that, Kayla comes in second place. Kellyanne is in third place, I think. And Nia comes in last. And so before the challenge started, TJ told them you don't want to come in last. And Brad and Nia came in last for the men and women. So we'll find out later what that means, because they did not get eliminated, but there will be a penalty.
The whole concept of the stars really didn't make sense. Now, if they were to play a dividend for everybody in the final, that's fair. I would understand it and respect it. But for the stars to just basically mean nothing, because Nehemiah didn't do shit all season. Mm-hmm. And went in one elimination and magically got all the stars that he needed to be okay. Like, come on now. How the hell is that fair?
Kayla and Nia have a conversation, and I was weak when Nia was like, girl, I only do you for 4 weeks.
I agree. I was like,
let me tell you something right now. That was beautiful. That was when I texted y'all. That was the most beautiful thing I've ever heard.
I think it's just real. Like,
yeah.
We've been for 4 weeks. We're not friends.
The whole concept of why do people apologize when they send them into eliminations? That was summed up in what she just said. Bro, we just met 4 weeks ago. You are not my friend. You are not my friend. I don't know you outside. I just met you in this house, in this game 4 weeks ago. We are not friends.
So when they arrive, TJ tells them right off the bat, he tells them right off the bat how everything is going to work. Basically, the way this final, he does explain how each stage is going to work, right?
Yeah, basically it was season 1 rules where they will be partnered up during
season 1.
No, season 1 was partners and points.
And the only reason they do partners and points is because they've had too many finals where people be in dead last and don't ever be finishing, and it only be like 1 or 2 people ever making it to the finish line. So now they make it to where everybody got to do the final, everybody got to get to these checkpoints, and everybody got to get points so that we can keep the edit right. Because don't nobody want to see an hour and a half of one nigga running for miles ahead of everybody else, and there's no competition whatsoever.
They will be in pairs. Mm-hmm. And basically from there, they will each be going through different checkpoints. And each checkpoints, it becomes an individual game. And then you go back into pairs.
They're only in pairs for the running portions. They're not in pairs at the actual checkpoints. Yeah. Which
is stupid. I do not like. I like the points and the partners, but I just don't like the system behind it. Like, it doesn't make sense for us to only be.
That's the difference between this season and season 1, because season 1, they was in pairs, and then it was individual at the checkpoints. Basically, no, I think they work together at the checkpoints as well. But this time at the checkpoints, they have to compete against only one other person.
It's one.
That's the difference. So it's 2-on-2 at each checkpoint, and you have to pick who you're going to go against for that checkpoint.
Which I think is a good twist, because it gives people who would be somebody in last an opportunity to compete and get some more points and get on the board and get closer. So I do appreciate them somewhat making an effort to make it interesting. I do appreciate the challenge, kind of like challenges within a final, rather than just like random checkpoints that kind of just be like, oh, solve this puzzle, and then run to unknown distance and do next set puzzle. So it does kind of spice it up a little bit, does make it a little bit interesting, give us something else to look forward to. So, I mean, I appreciate that. For just that part, I actually do appreciate. I can't say that.
TJ explains after he explains the challenge that Nehemiah and Janae get an additional 5 points for having the most stars. And when he said that, I was literally like, "This is all that we got."
After you lose all seasons. And it was
5 points, 5 stars, and
everybody else don't got nothing.
One
so
of
got these 4 stars.
One of the worst advantages in a final I think I've ever seen in my life.
To checkpoint 1. So basically, the first leg, they run down the runway. They must collect the key before going to the first checkpoint, and then basically the teams were formed based on how they placed in the challenge the night prior. So it was West and Janae, Nehemiah and Nehemiah and Kayla, Kellyanne and Mark, and then Brad and Naya. And then we get to the first checkpoint where they have to collect wooden planks, build a raft, and then paddle to a buoy, and then return to the shore, and then they get matched up again.
Yeah, so you only are competing against the person who
is your color.
Yeah, which color you picked. So Naya only had to beat
Janae.
Yeah, Naya only had to beat Janae. Kellyanne only had to beat Kayla. So you don't have to worry about everybody competing, just the person that you're against.
Yeah. Nehemiah went against Mark, and then Brad went against Wes. Which that Nehemiah gave us one of the best moments of the season. That was funny. That man was rowing one paddle like an oar. I was watching. I was like, bro, this man really is rowing. Like, and he's moving fast.
Yeah.
Like, it's like Nehemiah has shown more in this last episode than he ever has over the last 6 challenges he's ever done. And I'm like, where has this dude been all these years?
He was talking about people like you.
I wouldn't call him
like you when he was like, what did he say? He was like,
go back and watch Duel 2.
People keep
go back and watch Duel 2, and then watch this episode.
People like you.
Go back and watch Duel 2, and then go back and then come back and watch this episode and look at his
what he does in this challenge, make him think he hasn't done anything. So he got to keep showing you.
He still ain't done. Him rowing a paddle like an oar,
but he in second place though.
More entertaining than him even winning a challenge by default.
Their checkpoints. Naya surprisingly beats Janae. Kellyanne pretty much gave up, and Kayla won. Mark,
I feel like Kellyanne didn't really give up. I mean, I'm last place. What am I, row back? Waste my energy?
No, that was smart. She didn't give up.
We saw what she did on that paddleboat.
She lost. She lost, and she waited to get rescued. Yeah. I'm not expending no energy if I've already taken my L.
I was with that. I was like, yeah, you messed up.
I'm a float.
I'm gonna relax and ride to shore.
Back. I'm gonna enjoy the sun.
She literally won the challenge they had to do that in the paddleboat.
But that was different. That wasn't a paddle.
I lost this time
too. I thought that I was like, Kelly ain't gonna do good at this, but that was not a paddle board. So it was. If it was a paddle,
but
they had to solve a puzzle at the end of it. So let's not just discontinue that part. She had to solve a puzzle that she
wasn't even a puzzle. She literally just had to pick the
but she had to put it together first and then get in a what? It was a raft, not a paddleboard. Because if it was a paddleboard,
it was a whole. Yeah, exactly. It was a whole puzzle. Yeah, and she had to get in the water.
All she had to do was spell out the challenge. Like,
well, she don't know how to use it like an oar, like Nehemiah. So once again, I'm gonna wait till these niggas come and save me, because they're not gonna let me float out the goddamn sea. So I'm just gonna take in this nice, beautiful sun and look at this great, gorgeous weather and enjoy my life and let them rescue me. I'm not going to expend no more energy that I don't have. Why do that? That's pointless.
So she came in last place for the girls, so she only got 1 point. Johnny came in first place for the girls?
No, she didn't get no points. So when they do the checkpoints, they don't get points. It's the winner is the only one who get points.
Correct.
Yeah. So from there, the only people who got points was Naya, No, did Nehemiah beat West?
No, Nehemiah went against Mark, I think.
Yeah, so it was West, Nehemiah, Naya, and then Kayla was the ones with points, and that's how they were paired up.
For the next round.
Yeah. So West was with Naya, right? Yeah, West was with Naya. Kellyanne was with not Kellyanne. Kayla was with Nehemiah. Kellyanne was with Mark, and then Brad was with Janae.
No, Naya was with Nehemiah. Naya was with Nehemiah when they was at the beach because Naya was like, I always vision
right. You're right. So the second, So the second leg they had to race towards tandem bikes and then ride it through the jungle until they reached the next checkpoint.
That was some sick shit. Whatever producer keep coming up with that idea is an.
I don't know what their obsession is with bikes. Like
who keep coming up with who keep coming up with tandem bikes? They know that's not a good idea, and then they don't even get like top of the line tandem bikes. They get the cheap ones.
And then West and Kayla, was it Kayla?
Kayla, yes.
Yeah, came in first. So when they get to the checkpoint 2, they had to basically they get a puzzle. Well, they get an answer key consisting of like 4 rows of 9 colored stars. Then they have to run down to the answer key, then run back up to the I don't know what you call it. Their
main picture
puzzle wall. The main picture board. Right. Then they have to find out the incorrect star, and then the incorrect stars give them a 4-digit code to unlock a chest that they have to pull and release a smoke grenade. Because Champs got smoke good.
It's actually more convoluted than you even explained it.
Yeah, I know I couldn't do it because literally I didn't understand the rules.
So I understood the rules. It kind of reminded me of when they had to go in the gas chamber on Cutthroat. What they was trying to, with the way he explained it was dumb. He was like, okay, look, every row has an incorrect star. Wherever the incorrect star is, you need to count what number star that is. That's the first number to the lock code. So if it's the 3rd star on the first row that's wrong, the first number is 3. If it's the 6th star on the second row, the second number is 6. So you have 3, 6. And then you have to keep repeating that process 2 more times. I'm like, why didn't you even say it like that? TJ, you made this shit sound 10 times harder than it actually was.
I think West won this one as well. Right?
Yeah.
And then Nehemiah won this one as well because he went against Mark. Naya won this one and Janae won hers. Right? Yeah.
Because Janae is the goddamn queen of memorizing things. And then Brad also won and Naya also won their respective heats. And it's
maybe West didn't win then.
No,
West went against me. No, Brad went against Nehemiah. West went against Mark.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, West won. Then so Brad won against.
And Naya ended up. Naya was the first girl actually finished in her heat, and then Janae actually finished like right after, I think, or it might have been vice versa. But Janae was pointing out that I may have to start worrying about Naya because Naya's pretty smart, and I'm like, yeah, she's not an idiot. She's just
like Naya said, she's a 4th quarter performer.
Yeah, Naya at the end of this, like literally, Janae was at 15 points, I think, and Naya was at 13. I was like, okay. I was like, literally, like she, like if one wrong move, one wrong checkpoint, Janae, another one, Janae don't finish first. Naya was number 1 on the board. That was the last checkpoint before the end of the episode. They do tell them that next they have to race towards the beach, right? And
they got to do a tandem kayak, and TJ pointed out that no one ever wins doing kayak, so it's like y'all know that.
Yeah, the kayaks really do make or break the final, and they really do. Like, and even with the flashbacks of them showing us, like those kayaks kind of do make or break finals. Like, so you kind of gotta be wary of it.
So we'll see who comes off on top. And then they will go through the based on the previews, we'll see they do an overnight challenge. Not overnight.
Eating challenge, which
eating challenge, yeah.
And so at the end of this episode, what's the standings?
I don't know. I didn't.
I thought you had it. Okay, we don't have to
it's okay. It's all right.
I thought you had it. No, I know Janae and Wes are number 1. Then Naya and Nehemiah are number 2.
Yeah, that's pretty much the part 2, honestly.
Yeah, it was a lot of moving parts to this challenge. I'm sorry, it was a lot of moving parts to this final. I will not count Brad out yet. I believe if he does good in the second half, he could come up from the back. If he does well, and you never know, Brad is really determined, so he could pull it out. Like the puzzle wasn't for him. I mean, I think he did good on the puzzle, but the puzzle not necessarily his thing and all this other stuff. But I think he'll come through. Now maybe not number 1, but he might be able to be number 2. Kellyanne been too lax. I don't know if she could come up from 5 points.
But again, I feel like this race, depending on what this the points going to actually do, I feel like Kellyanne still can beat Janae when it comes to endurance and stamina.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, yeah, I think she could. It just depend on what the challenges are. But I really hope, like I said, it matters, the placement at the end. When we get to the second day, I hope it was not for nothing.
So in third place, unfortunately, is
you in third place?
Wait. I'm in third place.
Okay.
I come from first, literally for the last 9 weeks. I've been in first place, and I'm literally dead last.
Wow, I think that. Why? What happened this episode? That
there's no challenges enough. That's what I'm saying. If we add there's
what happened?
no way to get comp points, so it's literally based off confessionals. So the only thing, Brad only gave me 10 comp points. Kellyanne gave me a few, and then Nehemiah gave me a few. But mainly all my points came from confessionals. Let me see what Nehemiah. He won elimination, so I got 20 points from that, and then surviving the episode because technically they all survived. So, and then Kellyanne gave me some nudity in the pool, so that's how I got that points. In second place, only by 2 points, is Say.
What was crazy is
2 points.
Derek going home is what killed me. Derek didn't go home. I'm in first place easily. Yeah. Derek going home killed me.
I used to talk about what could have been, what should have been.
Oh no, I have no issues with where I am. I've been riding second place for the majority of the time. I am fine where I am.
You're the only person who hasn't moved. You literally been close to second place.
I have not moved from second place the entire season. I have been chilling. You know what?
Kayla gave you 25 comp points. Yep. Wes gave you the most confessional. So you got 28. What did Kayla give you? She gave you no, that's not. Kayla gave you a verbal altercation, which was 15 points. Survived the episode, and then she mentioned her husband to be, or husband now.
Her fiance, right? Yeah.
So that's how you got it. And then in first place is Gigi with 707 points. Still with her rocking 3. So Janae gave you the biggest, and Naya gave you 35, and Janae gave you 30. Mark didn't give you no comp points. And Janae and Naya basically is what's carrying your team.
What's sad though? You know what's sad? The fact that I have 2 players and I haven't gotten third place yet. I have 2 players. I have 2. Y'all both have 3 in the final. Yeah. One of my people got to win the final for me to even stay in second place. So let's just fingers crossed on that one. Try to avoid third.
So Naya gave you 15 points for nudity. She had a little nip slip in the pool. a verbal altercation with Kayla, and then 5 for surviving. Janae won a daily. She survived the episode, and then she gave you 5 for making a house call. So that's how you got that 30. And yeah, that's where we at with our fantasy drafts.
But yeah, I thought the finale was good. I mean, I like the format. I liked everything. I just wanted one episode. I still want an overnight challenge, but I just want them to put it all in one episode. I don't think it needs to be split up. Well, guys, that is our review and fantasy draft. Please like and subscribe, leave a comment down below, and we will see you next week for part 2 of the final. And thanks. See you later. Peace.